Welcome back to another video style crew. If you're new here, I am Rio, and in today's video we're going to be lacing the Air Jordan 1 Retro. The Air Jordan 1 is arguably the most popular sneaker in the Jordan lineup, and for me it's one of my personal favorites and have been my personal favorite for the past 3 or 4 years. Now this video has been highly requested, which is the reason why I'm doing it. Doing lace tutorials is a little weird because you'd think that most people know how to lace their shoes, but hey, I'm just a guy here to help. But I guess some people out there just need a little bit help in some ways that they can be a little more creative when lacing their sneakers. I have a few different ways for you guys to lace your Jordan 1s, and I'll also be showing you how those look on foot as well. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit it with a like. That would allow for this video to be seen by others, which I would really appreciate, and it helps the channel grow. And drop a comment down below letting me know which way is your favorite way to lace the sneakers, and if there's a way of lacing that I did not mention in this video, drop it down below in the comments so other people can see it as well and learn from you. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for more content and hit the bell to be notified for future uploads. All right, enough of the rambling. Let's get into the different ways to lace the Jordan 1. All right, here we go. I'm going to be using the right shoe to this Jordan 1 Retro in the Bred colorway. If anyone's wondering, this particular shoe or pair is from 2013. I was never really fortunate enough to get any of the recent releases. So just like all my lace tutorials, we're going to start with a blank canvas. So we're going to get these babies untied and unlaced. So I'm not going to fully unlace the shoe. We're going to leave this one part laced up. All right, so the first step and most important in any lacing that we're going to be doing for any shoe is making sure that these two pieces are going to, I'm going to put them out here since I'm wearing a black shirt. These two pieces are going to be lined up evenly, so when we get to the top of the shoe, you don't have one that's much longer than the other one, and then nothing's, your lacing, your tie is not going to really work. What I usually do is go ahead and put those two pieces together. You can see that there, boom, two pieces together. Of course, you pull up to make sure it's even. In this case, mine are, since I already had them laced up, but let's just say they weren't. If they weren't even, hold these two together and just pull. Pull down to make sure that these always stay together. And then we can just twist that up and boom. Maybe it wasn't the best idea to wear all black while doing this, but it is what it is. We're already deep in it, we can't change. So for me, what I usually do, I usually take the right side of the shoe, go underneath, pull through, make sure everything is lying flat, nothing is twisted. That is important to keep that clean look up throughout the sneaker. Take the right, put it over, go under, and go through. Now every single lace that we're going to do can be substituted with over and through. That's if you prefer to do it that way. I personally do not like to do it this way, and in all of the options I'm going to be showing you today are things that I prefer for a look that looks good in my opinion. There are some other out-of-the-box options and alternatives that you can utilize, but for me, I don't think those look that good on the Jordan 1, so we're sticking with things that I think look good on the Jordan 1. So we have the really good base and foundation, so we're going to keep doing this all the way up the sneaker. And what we're doing here is going to be what we use to do everything else that I'm going to show you today. Now when we get to this side panel here, we have that one eyelet that kind of drops in a little bit, as you can see. When we get there, what we're gonna do, before we start lacing through there, we have this lace loop right there on the shoe. I'm sure you can see that there. We're gonna go in there. Now, one of the reasons why we use that lace loop is to ensure that when you're wearing your sneakers, this tongue doesn't start to do that on you. Nobody likes that. I really can't stand when that happens on my shoes. We wanna make sure that this sits right there. And by putting the laces through that, that's gonna ensure that that locks that tongue in one spot and keeps it up nice and straight. So now we're through there. We're gonna get in this eyelet here on the side. And there is where we're stopped. So we have two eyelets open on each side. Both laces are the same length. And now what we're gonna do is look at a couple different methods of how we can actually tie these. A lot of these come down to personal opinion, personal preference. Now, as you can see, while I was lacing, I kept everything fairly uniform. Nothing is extremely loose, nothing is extremely tight. We're going to explore a tied version of keeping your tongue fairly loose. Now, to do that, we're gonna loosen these up a little bit here, making sure we keep those laces nice and flat. And we're gonna loosen these things up a little bit more here. Now, at this point, it's really up to your discretion to loosen this up how much you want to. It depends on your foot. If you have a wider foot or a foot that's a little bigger, you may want to have a little bit more room in here, opposed if you have a narrow foot. There you go for this look. Now, this one is the basically, you know, loosely tied, I guess is what you would call it. This way works well for putting your jeans behind the tongue. You can have a little bit looser if you want to do that. I don't really see that done as much as I used to. I think nowadays what people usually do is sit the cuff of their jeans on top of the shoe, which hides the tongue, hides all of this, and then you just have the lacing exposed there. That is the first way. I'm gonna throw this on foot and we can check out and see how that looks. So for the next way, we're gonna just undo that. And what we're gonna do here is just pull them all the way apart. So we have about 1.5 inches of the laces out here. Again, I'm wearing black, you can't see it, but have about 1.5 inches, close to 2 inches of the lace tips holding out there. And we're just gonna use this fairly loose. This is what a lot of people call the loosey-goosey way of wearing the Jordan 1's. This is not usually something I would go for. I find it to look a little bit sloppy, and for me, I'm all about a streamlined and clean look, especially when it comes to my footwear. And to me, this doesn't really do it. Again, I know it's kind of hard to see with the all black and the black laces. Of course, the on foot would allow you to get a closer look at this. But as you can see, this is the loosey-goosey way of doing it. Again, by putting the laces through that loophole, that allows for that tongue to sit up straight. This is the second way. I'm gonna throw this one on foot so you guys can get a closer look of how these look on foot. So for the third way of lacing the Jordan 1's, we're gonna just pull these laces together to kind of clean them up a little bit, tighten them up a little bit. We got them tightened back up. We're going to go through that second eyelet we had open and stop there. And pretty much we're gonna repeat the same 2 lacing styles that we previously had, but with this way, we're not gonna have so much looseness throughout the sneaker. We're just gonna tie it. This is primarily how I wear my Jordan 1's. Just a very clean, streamlined aesthetic for the footwear. It's not overly tight on the foot, but also allows for the slenderness of the Jordan 1 to maintain its true form, and it gives you a very clean and sleek silhouette on your foot. This is primarily how I wear my Jordan 1's. And now from here, what we're gonna do, same thing, just repeating the same lacing styles as previously. We're gonna just loosen them up a little bit. Now this one is gonna be slightly loose because we're not gonna loosen it all the way down to the bottom, mainly because we don't really have to on this one. This is previously before how I used to wear my Jordan 1's, and actually I used to wear almost all of my Jordans this way just wearing them fairly loose. If you can see that there, let them be fairly loose. This is the look that a lot of people usually go for with wearing their Jordan 1's. With this way, it can be worn in same way as the others, allowing the jean to sit right on top in the cuff. I failed to mention the kind previously, how I usually wear mine. I find that works with so many styles, whether you have the jean sit on top of the sneaker or you're working with a cuff or a pin roll, it just looks very clean. I find that these loose styles look better when your jeans are sitting on top of the shoe. It doesn't look as clean. And again, that is my personal opinion. That is not fact. That is just how I feel. Anyway, let's take this slightly loose option and throw it on foot. All right, for the last one I'm going to be showing you guys is very similar to this, except for the fact that we're going to utilize that top eyelet, which a lot of people really don't use on the Jordan 1's. I personally usually do not use it, but if I were going to use it, it would be for this option, which is a way that I personally would wear them if I was going to do a loose style. And that's mainly because I wouldn't have too much looseness throughout the laces, again keeping that very streamlined and slim silhouette of the Jordan 1. Now I know a lot of you are going to roast me in the comments why you wear black and have the black, we couldn't see you lacing the shoe. I get it, my bad, I didn't think about it. So if you feel the need to comment that down below, man, I already get it, so you don't even gotta tell me. But anyway, it's time to throw these on foot and then see how this looks. So there you have it. Those are the few different ways that you can lace your Air Jordans. These ways can work for the Jordan highs, as you just seen, maybe even the mids or even the lows. Now I do have a few different mids, and for me, I like to rock my Jordan 1's pretty much all the same way. As I mentioned before, I used to do the loose look, and now I pretty much just, you know, lace them up so they have a really nice, clean, slim look on my foot. Let me know down below what is your favorite. If you're new, of course, subscribe. Click the bell to be notified. Also follow me over on Instagram to get a closer look at how I actually style these shoes. Thanks again for watching. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Peace.